Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Did you know that beneath the surface of global headlines, an unseen network of maritime arteries pulses with the lifeblood of our entire economy? These aren't just stretches of water. They are vital channels known as maritime chokepoints. These narrow passages connect vast oceans, allowing the seamless flow of almost everything you own, eat, and use. But their strategic geography makes them incredibly vulnerable, turning these economic lifelines into high-stakes geopolitical flashpoints. Any disruption, whether by accident, nature, or conflict, can trigger a global economic crisis, reminding us just how fragile our modern world really is. Think of these choke points as a double-edged sword. They offer the shortest, most cost-effective shipping routes, saving companies billions. But that narrowness is also their greatest weakness, making them susceptible to blockades, conflict, piracy, and accidents. With about 90% of all globally traded goods moved by sea, the security of these passages is absolutely paramount. Let's start with what is arguably the most critical of them all, the Strait of Hormuz. Connecting the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea, this is the world's oil jugular. A staggering 20% of all the petroleum the world consumes, that's about 20 million barrels every single day, passes through this narrow waterway. It's the main exit for oil from giants like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Iraq. On top of that, a fifth of the world's liquefied natural gas, or LNG, also transits the strait. Its importance has made it a constant point of tension. Iran has repeatedly threatened to close the strait, and if that were to happen, even for a short time, analysts warned that oil prices could skyrocket to between $120 and $150 a barrel, sending inflationary shockwaves across the entire globe. Next, let's sail to the Suez Canal, a 193-kilometer man-made marvel in Egypt that provides the shortest sea route between Europe and Asia. It handles about 12 to 15% of all global trade. We're talking over $1 trillion in goods every year. On any given day, 50 to 60 ships pass through, carrying cargo worth between $3 and $9 billion. The world got a shocking lesson in its vulnerability back in March 2021, when the container ship Ever Given got stuck, blocking the passage for 6 days. It created a traffic jam of hundreds of ships and held up nearly $9 billion in trade for each day it was blocked. More recently, attacks on vessels in the Red Sea have forced many shipping companies to avoid the canal altogether, rerouting their ships all the way around Africa's Cape of Good Hope. This adds 10 to 14 days to the journey and massively increases costs. Now let's cross the globe to the Panama Canal, a linchpin of trade in the Western Hemisphere. It handles about 5% of international trade and a massive 40% of all U.S. container traffic. But this engineering marvel is facing a new kind of enemy: climate change. A severe drought, made worse by the El Niño phenomenon, has caused alarmingly low water levels. To cope, the Panama Canal Authority has been forced to slash the number of ships that can pass through each day. This has created a huge backlog of vessels, causing delays and driving up shipping costs, directly impacting everything from American exports to the price of goods in your local store. Then there's the Strait of Malacca, linking the Indian and Pacific Oceans. This is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, the shortest sea route between the Persian Gulf and Asia's booming economies. At its narrowest point, the strait is only 2.7 kilometers wide, a natural bottleneck that's prone to collisions. Its geography also makes it a hotspot for piracy. For a country like China, which relies on this strait for a huge portion of its energy imports, this is a major strategic vulnerability, pushing them to invest in alternative overland routes. Further west, we find the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, whose name translates to the Gate of Tears, and recently it has lived up to its name. Located between Yemen and the Horn of Africa, it connects the Red Sea to the Indian Ocean. The ongoing conflict in Yemen has spilled into the sea, with militants launching attacks on commercial vessels. This, combined with the ever-present threat of piracy from Somalia, has made this a high-risk area. Just like with the Suez, This instability forces ships on that long, expensive detour around Africa, threatening not just the global economy, but also regional food security. And we can't forget the Turkish Straits, the Bosphorus and Dardanelles, which connect the Black Sea to the Mediterranean. They are the only maritime exit for countries like Russia, Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Georgia. They are a crucial route for Russian oil and grain exports, meaning any disruption here could have a major impact on global energy and food prices. What's crucial to understand is that these choke points don't exist in a vacuum. A disruption in one has a domino effect. Attacks in the Red Sea impact the Suez Canal, which pushes more traffic towards the route around Africa. But it can also divert traffic to the Panama Canal, which is already strained by drought. It's a fragile, interconnected system. So what's the solution? The world is searching for resilience. This includes diversifying shipping routes, like exploring the Northern Sea route through the Arctic. It means investing in infrastructure to expand the capacity of these canals. It requires enhanced maritime security through international cooperation. And it involves using new technologies like AI to optimize shipping routes and anticipate disruptions. The high-stakes geography of these maritime choke points is a powerful reminder of just how interconnected and fragile our globalized world is. Ensuring the security of these economic lifelines isn't just a matter of convenience. It's a cornerstone of global prosperity and security. Thanks for tuning in to Fun Facts Online.